Hello and a warm welcome to all of you. My name is Nilanjan Datta, and today on AIFF TV we have someone who epitomizes the current spirit, attitude, and character of the present Indian senior national men's team in terms of technicality, in terms of physicality, never say die attitude, in terms of leadership qualities, ambition, a blue tiger, real blue tiger on and off the field. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have with us Mr. Sandesh Jhingan. Sandesh, big thank you for joining us and a warm welcome.
Firstly, hello everyone, and Niranjana, Jai Makali. Thank you for inviting me. I think it's really happy to be here and to do something for the people so that they can stay entertained and educated at home while doing this lockdown.
Absolutely, Jai Makali, back the blue. Jai Hind. Sandesh, the love from the fans has been immense. Means we have been flooded with questions. It's a cliche being flooded with questions, but people have been calling us up, each and everyone, the media and the communications desk, on our personal Twitter handles, Insta handles, and obvious all the official handles have been flooded. I'm sure questions have come to you as well, and obviously you deserve all the love, adulation, and the praise and the love and support from the fans. That's obvious. We are going straight into the questions, Sandesh. Starting with a fan question, question from two people, Mr. Manish Panwar and Mr. Nixon Rodriguez. Both of you have asked you about. Manish asks, how frustrating was it to stay off the field and watch the Indian team action playing, means yourself watching from away from on the television sets?
Firstly, thank you so much for all the questions, everyone who took time and took interest in this interview. And so thank you all for taking time for it, and for all the love and the lovely messages, of course, I forgot as well. About the question, yes, it's frustrating. I think if you're a writer or if you're like a journalist and someone says you can't do it for 5-6 months, of course, you're going to feel bad. So for me, as a football player, who luckily has a profession as football. So for me to not play for 5-6 months, it was quite not a situation what I've wished for, that makes sense. But I think I would be repeating myself again and again. This is not something which I didn't knew would happen to me or any footballer. Everyone knows that this could happen to you anytime. The moment you play a contact sport, even a non-contact sport as well, injuries are part and parcel of the game, and you got to be mature enough to accept when it happens. So when it happened to me, yes, I felt bad, but I never sympathized. Like, I feel I'm repeating myself again, but I never sympathized with myself for even 1 second. I know it's part of my job and I have to recover from it. And I took it as a challenge, to be honest. This whole journey, I took it as a challenge. But yeah, of course, missing the games, we do feel like I should have been there. But that's life. I think people have suffered more than me. So I'm content to whatever things happen with me. So yeah, I just can't wait to get back on the field and, get the 3 points on board for the national team and my club, future club.
So everyone waits for you to be back donning the blue jersey. Lot many fans have already joined us. Coming in is Shubha Bosch, says hello, Naushad and Ashley, Gagan Shetty, love Jhingan. Be safe, says Jewel. Kumaru says hi as well. Ashley Joju, hi sir, continue the good work. There's a question from Manish Panwar. He says, what advice would you give to the players about the recovery process when players get injured in such a body contact sport?
I think the most important thing, what I learned from this, which I've learned this before as well when I was 17, I think I've told it many times, that story. The mental strength is the most important factor in any recovery. Even if you are 14 years old and you're pursuing a dream to be a scientist, to be the next Abdul Kalam, or to be the next Sunil Chetri, or whatever it is, even during injuries, whatever you're dreaming something big, the most important thing in whatever path you follow, it's the mental strength. Yes, the physical part is there. You got to do the hard work, you got to stay disciplined. But for me, if I have to say to anyone, when unfortunately, if something happens to you, if any injury happens, or any setback comes in your life, you got to take it as a challenge, to be honest. You got to stay positive no matter what, because if you start getting negative, then there's a very dark path ahead of you. But when you stay positive, you start to find the good in every situation. I'm a very firm believer of everything happens for good. So if you believe in this phrase, this quote, life becomes much more easier. And that's how I felt for myself. I kept believing. Of course, there are certain times when you feel low, that why I'm not doing. I'm not going to say that I'm all the time positive and all that. Yes, there are certain times when I'm alone and I feel bad for myself, that why this happened to me. But you got to pick yourself up at that moment. You got to stay positive and you got to, tell it, okay, this is not me who's going to sit back and cry about it. I'm going to overcome this. And 10, 20, 30 years down the line, you'll be more proud of yourself and you will see yourself coming out of all situations, no matter what happens. So stay positive and always believe in this phrase: everything happens for good. There's always someone who has achieved more than you, who have more than you, and there is always someone who has less than you and achieved less than you. So be content and with what you have, whatever the situation is, and just keep pushing to get better. I think with this philosophy, I think it has helped me a lot in my 26 years of my existence in this planet. So yeah, just stay positive and take everything as it happens for good. So yeah, this I would give an advice: stay positive. That's it.
Sure. 26 years, and obviously such a positive character and an Iron Man. You have been referred to as the Iron Man by Coach Mark. Where did it come from?
I was surprised when I got to just once. I just raise the volume a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, I was surprised when he said that. I just came. I felt good. I think Iron Man. Honestly, I know nothing about Iron Man. I know nothing about the Avengers, Marvel. I know nothing. I've seen nothing about it. But yeah, it just sounds good to me. I think Iron Man was strong. He had that all thing. So if it is about the Marvel thing, but just if he said it just as an Iron Man, of course, it's good to hear from the coach. Yeah, we don't know how to react on this, but I just felt good when he said it.
Obviously,
I don't want to say it was a good feeling when he said it. Yeah.
Obviously, a good feeling and a compliment coming in from the head coach, Timash.
Whatever the gaffer says, you take it as a compliment.
You have to always we do. A question from Mr. Nikolai, who works for the Scroll, writes for the Scroll on those lines. That Coach Timash has said that had you, Sandesh, been there, India wouldn't have drawn their World Cup qualifier matches against Bangladesh and Afghanistan. When you heard that, what was the reaction hearing that? Your assessment?
Well, of course, I felt bad because I was not able to take part in those two games. I spoke with the group as well. I think I was very pumped up for this qualifying round, to be honest. When the group came out, we had Qatar, Oman, and Bangladesh and Afghanistan. And I spoke with the lads, we spoke in a group, and I felt this is our chance. And really took a lot of responsibility that I got to make it happen no matter what. It's all on me, just to keep me motivated and pumped up for it. Oman game, I will always regret how we lost it, because I think I could have done better in that game. To be honest, I did not have the best games. Whatever the reason may be, I think there's a lot of questions behind it. Why that all that happened? But I felt I was not. I did not have a great game timeless, whatever you want to call it. But so it really put a lot of dent on my heart, because I felt we deserved to have 3 points and I could have done better to keep a clean sheet at the back. And then, yeah, there was a setback, and then we got the Qatar game. We showed our worth again, how good we are. And then I felt as a group, we felt very positive. And for me, I was pumped up. Okay, next 2 games, we got to get 6 points on board. Then we go Oman. So I had that all planned, and the group, we were so motivated. But when this thing happened, of course, it was. But it is life. That's life. You can't change it.
We are all destined for better. There's no disappointment.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, everything. There's a reason behind everything, and surely it's a blessing in disguise, and surely the future looks positive and is positive. And what the gaffer said, I think it's a great compliment from him, especially him being a centre back and the level he has played. So for this coming from him, it was great. But I wish he didn't have to say it, and we would have won it. I hope. But for the boys, for the team, I think they gave their best, and that's football. Sometimes you win, sometimes you draw, sometimes you lose. You can't change it. But one thing I'm sure the boys gave their best, like always in training and games, they always give their best. But in football, sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. So, but yeah, but if I have to say in a positive way, the positive thing is the boys will learn from it. We all will learn from it, and the future looks great. And we will bounce back from it. And I've said many times, I want to stress it again, the real potential of this squad, still the world still has to see. The potential of this squad, it's immense. And the more we play together, the more games we play, not only Asia, the whole world will see how good this squad is and how we will write history. And people will remember this batch for 100, 200, for generations, people remember this batch. So I know the potential of the squad because I've been there. I've seen Thapa coming into squad, seen all the young boys coming. I've grown into this team with Preetham and all that when we all joined in 2013. So I know now this team is destined for glory, and people will remember this batch for generations. So really great days lie ahead of us. So,
Surely.
yeah.
I wanted to take you back from your national team, not debut, I would say national team camp debut under Mr. Wim Koevermans when you and then now today. What has changed in Indian football at the highest level? Has it a realization cropped up among the players? Are the players ambitious? Not that others were not ambitious. Means what are the changes that you have seen and witnessed?
See, when I joined in 2013, it's been 7 years, just strike me. So it has been, yes, when I joined, I was a young boy. It was different back then, of course. But since I made my debut and all that, I think with ISL, I would say, with a lot of foreign exposure.
True.
Be it the games against like China, the Qatar, or the Asian Cup, even when Puerto Rico came. And yes, ISL also deserves a lot of credit to see players like West Brown. If I speak about my club, Aaron Hughes, West Brown, other clubs you see, Raul Pires. So these are all the players where we used to see them as when we were kids as top players in the world, like they're untouchable. And when they came here, of course, some of them came in their late years and all that. But when you played against them, confidence level of the players improved. That's why I always say, even for a national team, that's why we need to play more and more games against top sides.
Exactly.
But that's when you realize, like, you're just like this, hey, hold on a second. We are pretty good as well. Just because we never play against them, we never realize how good we are. And that's how we realized it when we played against China and Qatar. So with this batch, if I would say in the past 5-6 years, the group which it has been, from the exposure we got from the players whom we played against and trained together in the ISL and playing big games for the national team, you kind of realize that, okay, we're good, actually. Not that we doubted and not disrespecting, but just more exposure showed us that how good we are. And the difference, I'm not going to differentiate two batches. I think the batch of Bob Sir also did great. And I was a fan of that batch, especially I can say the whole lineup right now on my fingertips, the whole playing 11, even the bench. So all the batches have done their bit. Even under Wim Sir, the team was doing really well. The brand of football we were playing good. And the Stephen as well, we got great results.
Exactly.
With this batch, where I can take responsibility because I'm a core member of this batch, and I can say without differentiating, without comparing and all, I can say it with an honest heart and with a proud thing that this batch is very ambitious. And we as a group, when we went to Qatar, there was for not even 1 second there was in our mind that we're going to play Qatar in Qatar. It was like, we're going to play Qatar in Qatar. Let's do it. So this mentality of, I believe, when we go somewhere else, or it's going to be a tough game, has turned into, it's going to be a tough game. Let's, get in there, stuck in there and get the points. So this had changed. And the best part is like I said, it's this batch is very ambitious. And I'm still saying it again. I'm not differentiating. I'm just saying basically on this batch, the ambition of this batch is immense. Everybody wants to do great for the nation, to make 1.3 billion people proud and happy. So this is the thing where I feel there's a major bonus or a good thing of this batch. Yeah, so I think I gave the right answer. No, kind of I mixed it up a little bit.
In terms of, as I said in the intro, in terms of physicality, in terms of technicality, leadership qualities, ambition, a blue tiger, and they are all blue tigers playing together. Sandesh, a very favorite question. I like this question. I have taken this. A question coming from Orno. I know you'd be laughing aloud. Sandesh, do you like the sweet Sandesh?
So the sweet dish.
The sweet Sandesh, yeah. Sweet dish.
I think who doesn't love sweet dishes? I think if I say I don't like it, I think I'll be lying.
But do you have it, or just दूर से देखते ही भाग जाते हो?
No, I do it. No, I do it. I'm not. See, if I say, if anyone says that I never eat sweets, he or she is gonna lie. Yes, we do not eat the same way you people eat. Not you. I'm not gonna.
No, I eat sweets. मैं हाथ उठा के बोल रहा हूँ मैं बहुत मीठा खाता.
So it's like I don't. For me, like example, I don't remember when last time I had it. Must be I think 1 or 2 months ago. Maybe I had it something. But when you're so much into the game and you're so focused, it's simple as that. Now, if you can feel it. If I eat, for example, one sandesh right now, I gotta run 10-20 minutes extra. So why do I take that stress for just that pleasure of 5 seconds? So just you develop this attitude, so you don't have that craving to eat so much. But if I say I don't like sweet dishes, I think I'm gonna lie. I think every human being in this planet loves sweet dishes. But being a footballer, I think I kind of lost the craving for it. But every now and then I do have it. I'm not gonna lie that I never have it, and I'm like a robot. It's not like that.
Next time we meet you, some Nolen Gure Sandesh from Bengal for you.
আমাকে দরকার নাই দাদা, আমাকে দরকার নাই। আমাকে পেলা একটা গেম খেলবো ওদিকে about
some 20 or 30 steps extra, as you said. Sandesh, going back to your days, the early days, you started with United Sikkim Football Club as a kind of a wonder kid at the moment. You were lucky enough to have someone there. Bhaichung Bhutia, Renedy was there, idol of idols, Bhaichung. He has sent in 2 questions. One is your memories at USFC. Do you remember anything? That question from Bhaichung himself.
It's that period. There's always a saying that if you ever get a chance to go back in time and change your history, or you change that tale which you had, if I given a chance to me right now, I would not change a single thing what happened with me back then. So prior to USFC, United Sikkim, I was in your city only, Calcutta. So I had given trials for like 2nd Division Calcutta League, 3rd Division Calcutta League, and they all said no to me. I think 7 or 8 clubs. I went there and all said no to me. And so I came back home and I realized that I need to work more hard. Even if the 3rd Division or 2nd Division of Calcutta League is saying no to me, so there is something I need to do a lot. So I worked hard more and more, and then finally I got a chance to have trials with the United Sikkim. And the first time I joined them, I took a bus from Sector 17 Chandigarh and I went to Delhi. And because for me at that age, because I was such a big fan of Indian football team of the era of Bob Sir.
Yeah.
So to go into that ground, and the first thing I see is like we played a small rondo and all, because I was in trials for just 3-4 days. Stanley Zari was the coach there, and so it was only because they were playing Duran Cup, I think. I forgot. Yeah, they were playing a cup there. And I joined them. So I only trained like 15-20 minutes with them because they were just doing a recovery. And then I'm watching Renedy after training session taking those free kicks. And I wanted to go on my knees and just go and kiss his feet. But I remember when he scored that goal against Syria, that free kick, when it just bounced in front of the goalkeeper. And of course, then you can see the goal, whatever it was. But especially his shot in the Asian Cup and took that left bullet of a. If there was goal and technology, he would have given to Renedy that goal. So to see him up close. So yeah, and then Bhaichung meeting him. Of course, I have a Bhaichung as well. When I met him when I was 15 years old, and I shook hands with him, I felt like I'm not going to wash my hands. So you can understand the respect I had for both of them, and to be in that club. And I gave trials 1.5 months, and then finally Bhaichung said, "Okay, Jhingan, let's speak about a contract." And I was like, "Oh my god!" So and then just to train with them, to be with them every day. It was unbelievable, to be honest. I just feel like how lucky I was to start my professional career And that's what I said, and everything happens for good. 2 months ago, I was in Calcutta in West Bengal, and a 7 to 8 club said no to me, even the second, third division. And after 3 months, I'm playing, of course, in still second division, but I'm with Bhaichung Bhai and Renedy Bhai. Like it's a dream come true for any footballer just to be around them. So it was great, and just to see Renedy Bhai joking with Bhaichung Bhai, I used to feel like, okay, they're standing in front of me. They are human, and they joke like humans also. So it was that kind of a feeling for me. It was just unbelievable. I was very lucky to learn from them, and just to be around them was a great time, to be honest.
And I remember during the I-League when you started playing, I remember speaking to BB15 Bhaichung Bhutia, and he asked me directly, Nilanjan, have you watched Sandesh Jhingan? I said, yes. No, I was a kind of, honestly, Utni shayad I may have missed. He said, I exactly remember, this is a big guy and not just a tall guy, technically very good. And someone who should be making it big. And there were reports also around in the media going around circles that maybe Sandesh Jhingan is trying out for China or maybe going out abroad to China. So those are the things which brings me to a question. Sandesh, not many Indian players try their luck abroad. What is it? Is it a roadblock or they are not wanting to move out? If you could shed some. We have had someone like Bhaichung, Gurpreet, Subroto going out, Sunil obvious, JJ going out for trials, Bala Devi now currently playing with Rangers. Why is it that people
I won't. I won't say we don't have that dream. Exactly. I think every Asian kid, not only India as a nation, but I think every country in the Asian continent, all the kids from those nations, all dream of playing in the big European leagues, majorly like La Liga or the English Premier League, to be honest. So dream part is there, yes, but you also have to see that there's certain laws which restrict you to move abroad also, to be honest. And like everybody in India don't know the laws. You have to be in top 70, you need to do this, you need to do that. There's so much of things involved in it, to be honest.
True.
So it does make that thing also difficult, but like I always say that oil will always stay up no matter how big the ocean is. So if you have the quality, you will make it. So I'm not denying that. But now I can see, so why we're not going there, why it didn't happen, I think everyone knows it, everyone has different opinions. I'm a person who always look forward, and I believe now a lot of Indian kids, especially from the junior side, they all know that yes, they can make it. And ISL has made a difference in it. Like I said, exposure to those leagues, to those players, coming from those leagues and to those players does make a difference and make you realize that you're good enough as well to make it happen in that league. So going forward, I do feel honestly, next 5, 10, 15 years, you will see a lot of Indians playing in Europe, because the mentality, which I believe now has changed a lot. If I think back then when I was 14, 15, some of my lads used to think like, I want to Man United, I want to Real Madrid, like this, that's it. You know, your dream, yes, you need to be optimistic, but you need to be realistic as well, how you need to follow the path to that ultimate dream. But now the kids do realize that there are certain steps making to that dream. And they accept that we'll have to start at the lower leagues, prove our worth, because when you go to Europe, you have to be realistic. They're going to think there's a kid from India. Not sure about it. But with the national team getting better every year, a lot of ISL players coming in and going back to the nation and giving good reviews about the players. So slowly the image is building well of the nation in terms of football. Players have started to believe, yes, they can make it. And now they've kind of realized that, yes, we might have to start at the lower leagues, but then slowly we can push up the ranks. So going forward, I do believe in next 5, 10, 15 years, it will be a normal thing. You will be saying like, okay, for example, if I speak about today's generation, even though they're almost my same age, only just I'm 26 and they're 23, 22, but still they make me feel like I'm very 35 or what. So like the Sahals, the Tapas, Uda, Ashike, a lot of players. So you will see them, for example, the next generation, next batch of these players, you'll be saying easily, okay, Tapa plays in Spain, Sahal plays in Germany. I'm just giving examples. So in future, you will see a lot of players following it.
Sure. Do they make you feel that you are 35, you said?
I don't know why the people treat me sometimes like this. I'm just 26, I'm still not that old the way people treat me sometimes.
ये prankster कौन है टीम में जो 35 बोलते हैं आप?
No one has. Of course, I'm not 35. I'm just joking, but I'm just saying. I'm just 26 months. Yeah.
Absolutely. Some messages also coming in from many. Some of them love to you from Sid Sinroy. Mohammad Mustafa says, hi, Jhingan bro, keep it up. Bridge Mohan Mehta, Sandesh, you are a role model for all budding players.
Thank you.
There's Soikot Ghosh, Bibin has joined us. There's a lady who's joined us, Miss Ivanka Pavlova. Could you share your daily routine, especially during the lockdown period, in brief?
The lady Ivanka Pavlova is my girlfriend, by the way.
Oh my! Where does she stay? I was not aware of.
She's from Russia.
Okay.
I've been together for 4 years.
Love to her, Miss Ivanka. We are here with the Blue Tiger, and welcome to the family. That's all we can say. At the present,
I told her to do something. Why she's here right now? She was supposed to do something else right now. That's okay.
Your daily routine. You cannot escape this one.
Yeah. So my daily routine in this lockdown.
Yeah.
So I have this habit of waking up early. So now I start to wake up a bit late. I wake up at 6 now. But before I used to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and I used to do my stretching because that was a lot of work for my knee. Because of course the gyms are not open yet and the grounds are not there. So I used to wake up at 4:30 and do my stretching. It was very important after surgery to keep your muscles flexible and all. So I used to work in the morning, like half an hour, 45 minutes on my stretching, foam rolling and all that. And then by 5:30, I will have my water and all that. I have that routine where I take 1 liter water, lemon, all that. Which I start my day, which I've been doing for like, I don't know how long. So then I do my strength session, not a little bit cardio I do in the morning. So it's morely just to kind of burn fat and all that stuff. And then just normal household things. And I can sit on a sofa all day and I can just chill, to be honest. I don't need all these web series. I don't need too much of television and all. I can just sit and just be with my thoughts all day also, I think. And yeah, but then of course with my parents chatting, my brother is here, his wife is here, so just having talks with them. I'm the youngest in the house, so every alternate day I have to clean the floor, I have to do the dishes. I think every man, you must be doing it as well at your home
regularly.
So I gotta do that, and then in the evening I do my strength session. So I just mix it up. So 3 times a day I train, but one session is just pure basic stretching and relaxing of the muscle, and then there are 2 sessions. One is cardio and what is strength, and then I go to bed 9:30 or 10. That's it. Boring life, but very good for me.
I won't say it's boring because lockdown obviously has enabled us to stay with our families, help the family, and also I feel rediscover each and every one of us ourselves. Sandesh, Bhaichung has also sent in another question. He says he sees you as one of the future India captains, and asks you that is it extra pressure handling captaincy?
Firstly, this coming from him.
You have captained India in many matches, including the Tri-Series in Mumbai, and more importantly, that away match against China, where Sir Marcello Lippi was the rival coach, and obviously he has won a World Cup with Italy, 2006.
Well, firstly, it's great to hear such nice words from ex-Indian captain. There's no need to say anything about Bhaichung Bhai, but just to hear this thing from him, it's a great honor for me. And I think he knows me very well, and he knows that I generally will not feel any pressure. For me, I don't know, like that makes sense. Like, but when I see, when the eyes are all on me, and the stakes are high, like that, taking the last penalty kick in the last minute, and even if the keeper judged the way, you still score it. But you just to be in those situations when the pressure is all on me, I just feel I always do very well, and I kind of enjoy those moments. The higher the stake is, I just kind of enjoy it. Firstly, just to captain a nation of 1.3 billion people and represent it. It's just to play for country. It's a big thing, and then to captain it, it's immense. It's the greatest honor I could really have in my life. And not everyone can have this honor to captain your country. You can have a family, you can have kids. Everyone does that, but you can't have that honor to captain your country. I think it's a very lucky thing. So I don't think, for me, I genuinely cherish it. I love those moments where there are expectations on you because you're doing something right. That's why people have expectations on you. And for me, if I get regular captaincy, I think uh, I will love it, to be honest. But of course, it's there's a lot of misconception about the captaincy. Also, people only think that the person who only has the armband is the captain. It's not like that. I think it's a group of 11 players. Everyone has responsibilities. So for me, my leadership, which I believe it's not only dependent on the armband, if I have it or if I don't have it, I still have to do my job. I still have to marshal my defense and my midfield and the strikers when we don't have the ball. So if I have the armband, this is just extra bonus and I will love it. If it is not there also, I will still do my job and I will still play for my country with pride and give whatever it takes to win the game. So
very, very well said. Very well said, especially about that misconception about the armband. It's not just about one gentleman, but the entire set of 11 players, also the bench. Sandesh, I remember a very noble gesture from you. Lot many saw that on the field after the Tri-Series triumph in Mumbai, where you were captaining India. When the time had come for you to lift the trophy, you ran all the way on the left, gave the armband to Subroto Paul and kind of dragged him and forced him to lift the trophy on behalf of India. Where did it come from? It's such a noble gesture. What prompted
it? No, like, yeah, Subroto Bhai, be it from the Nehru Cup and all that, he knows it how much I love him. He knows it, and I don't have to say it. I respect him like my elder brothers, like my elder brother. And the decision I respect from Coach Stephen that I got the armband and all. So I'm not going to say anything bad about it or controversial about it, but for me, why I felt at that moment, the final whistle went, and I knew we have won it. I told Subroto Bhai, I'm going to ask. I've never asked you for something. I'm going to ask you for something to do for me. And it was like, what? I said, wait. So, but I couldn't see myself, not because I don't deserve it, and I would have lifted up no matter how, because of course I would love to do it. But for me, at that moment, I felt Subroto Bhai deserved it. It comes back to the same point. It's not about the guy who's wearing the armband. Everyone is a captain. Those 11, just that one guy has the line, that has the armband. But Subroto Bhai was also a leader of that squad. He marshaled us from the back. He spoke well in the meetings. So for me, for the love I have for him as elder brother, I just couldn't see myself having him there and me lifting the trophy. So it just came directly to my heart that no, I shouldn't be doing this. This should go to Subroto Bhai. He deserves it. And it just came as a random thought, and I really don't know how it just came to me. It just final whistle went, and I knew it. Okay, this armband is going to Subroto Bhai, and he will lift it. And I'm happy he accepted it, and he lifted the trophy with pride, and the whole India was happy.
Fans, all of you are watching and all of you haven't tuned in. This is the spirit which defines the Indian football family. That's the spirit of the Indian national team. In fact, Subroto has sent a message for you.
Is he live right now?
Dearest Sandy, my brother, you have always held Indian football's head very high. You are a great human being and a rock-solid defender. Your humility strikes me. I've enjoyed playing with you for the national team and also at the club level. My blessings, and he has said in bracket, me and my entire family's blessings and love. May you succeed in all your ambitions. Look forward to playing together again. And good luck, bhai. That comes from Subroto. Just a message which just came in.
I just can't believe, if you asked me 10 years ago when I was 17, that I would be getting messages from all these legends, Subroto Paul, and all these guys who were like wallpaper of my phone. And I used to talk about them with my friend Vivek and Jonty and Rana. I used to talk about them like, oh, this is how we're going to play the Indian team. This is how we used to make it in our notebooks, and you get these messages from them. It just makes me realize how lucky I am. And Subroto Bhai, the more you say, it's less about him. And I think one of the most dedicated footballer if anybody needs motivation, anybody who needs to learn what is real hard work, you spend one day with Subrata Bhai. This man wakes up 4 o'clock. He starts his stretching and all that before training, always before the whole squad will start, always going late after the squad finishes in the night. Or he is never seen anyone so workaholic in my life, and that's the reason he's still playing at his best. And what a great man is, and just to hear from him, it just makes me so happy.
He just
And
sent
we'll
it.
play soon together. Yeah.
Definitely look forward to both of you playing together. Many messages coming in from the Manjapara fans. You will be taking questions from the Manjapara. Definitely a kind of a rapid fire. Sandesh, for you, prepared by a desk. Our desk, Badmash ka desk hai. Shobik, Varun, Sresht,
Hey,
Shomo.
bring them in front of me. I'll teach them some lessons. Rapid fire with me. Wow.
A very easy rapid
Okay.
fire. Not that.
It's okay. It's okay.
An Indian defender or two defenders, a couple of Indian defender or two from the past, whom you would have loved to pair up in the Indian national team.
Oh, very difficult. Very, very difficult. From the past, huh?
Yeah. From the past, even near past.
From the Bob Sir's era, when I crossed my 13, 14 years old, that's when I got very interested in Indian football. And that time I always saw Gurmangi Paji and Anwar Paji, like Gurmangi Bhai on the right, Anwar Paji on the left. For me, and I was lucky enough to play with both of them. But then, of course, Mahesh Paji is there, Deepak Bhai is there. It's a very tough one, but I'll do one thing, because the pairing of Anwar Paji and Gurmangi Paji was so good. I let that pair stay as a pairing, and I'll partner Mahesh Paji in the defense if I get a chance. Yeah.
What a pair it would have been. Mahesh Bhai is with the Indian Arrows and the India under 19.
I met him almost a year ago, and I remember once when we were in Goa. This is from Subrotopol. I was his room partner. In that time, yeah, Stephen Coach was there. I think it's 25th. I forgot the year. Which year was it? I think it was under Wim Sir or Stephen Coach. So we were staying. So Mahesh Paji came to meet us, and of course he's a good friend of Subrata Bhai. So he came in the room, and so I was just there, kind of, like shocked, like, oh my God, it's Mahesh Paji. So then Subrata Bhai called me, Sandy idhar. So they were sitting and talking, and I was shy. So I just said, hello Paji, and he said, okay, you sit. I was sitting on the desk there and just doing my stuff on the phone. Then he said, Sandy idhar. And I went. Then he said, Mahesh Paji, अपना हाथ रस के ऊपर रखो, इसको आशीर्वाद दो, तो ये और अच्छा बनेगा. And I literally did that. I went this, and Mahesh Bhai put my hand on my head. He did like this. it was yeah, but yeah, I just remembered it. So yeah, Subrata Bhai and Mahesh Bhai, so just came to my mind. So I took his blessings.
So definitely always remembers you and talks about you. Sandesh, one from the history book, one record is that you, along with the late Jarnail Singh, the great Jarnail Singh, and Manoranjan Bhattacharya, Monada, widely touted as one of India's best in the 80s, around 4 goals each, international goals. All of you have scored 4 goals each. Do you remember all your goals?
All 4?
All 4? Or the first goal, rather?
Yeah, I remember everything. For national team, my memory is very good. I remember my 4 goals. But first, I'm surprised that I'm in such a light company, to be honest. Yes, I remember all my 4 goals. First one I scored against Turkmenistan in Kochi.
Exactly.
Narayan Das, the left free kick, and I won the header on the far side goal where you make the entry from the stadium. So that was my first goal. Second was Laos, Eugene with the ball, and I headed it. I was actually trying to pass the ball to JJ, and so that was a plan. He's going to put on the second post. I'm going to head it back for JJ for a tap in, but it became so easy, and I just instinctively put it towards the goal.
6-1 on that.
Yeah, and third one was Cambodia. I think with a header again, and then I think it was Nepal with that left volley. Yeah. But I missed many good chances, and I will always kick myself for that, especially the Asian Cup and against Oman as well. in the World Cup qualifier. I need to. I need to get my scoring boots on again. It's been long.
You will. You will. This one comes again from the desk. Among the two of the greatest defenders of all times, whom would you choose, Paolo Maldini or Franco Baresi?
Wow, Baresi. No, it's an easy one. Of course, I'll choose Maldini because, but Baresi also was a top player. There was once my coach Wally, and he was assistant of Steve Cooper. He was telling me that his friend who was in AC Milan asked Baresi that what's the secret of your defense being so good? He said a simple law: if Baresi goes up and you stay behind him, or Baresi comes down and you're two ahead, you're out of the team. So he just got off. So he had that commanding nature. Baresi was a great leader as well. But for me, Maldini, what a player. Maldini and Nemanja Vidic, for me, I just loved how they played. Especially Maldini, his leadership, his game sense, game reading, tackling, and the sheer presence of him, and Vidic as well. So, yeah, for this question, Maldini. Yeah.
Sure. Among the two Ronaldos, Ronaldo, Luis Nazario de Lima or Cristiano?
Nah, for me, I'm good. You did not ask Ronaldo or Messi, I think. I would have said pass. Cristiano. I think I've seen him more in his played for Man United. And what a pure machine he is, despite the immense talent he has. And still the work he puts in at the age of 35, 34, I think he is right now. I don't know the exact numbers, but still he's a beast, and he's a true inspiration for everyone. And so I just want to tell all the young kids, instead of learning from, I see a lot of young players, and they see all these big players like Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, Rakitic, or Bonucci, Chiellini, all these big players. They see their big life, the high five life, whatever we call it. Instead of looking at that, look at the work which they put in behind the closed doors. So all the kids who wants to be like Ronaldo, have a haircut like him, and have a boot named after him, look at the work he puts in. You will be in a much better place.
Closer home. This is closer home between the trio of Bhaichung Bhutia or Sunil Chhetri or I.M. Vijayan.
I have to choose one. All of them, we speak regularly every week. Call me up and they say, "Itna bada ho gaya, to hum bhi choose karenge." I'm not gonna get murdered by all three of them. No, the thing is, I don't deserve to choose. True. I think मेरी औकात नहीं है इतनी कि मैं ऐसे लोगों ने जिन्होंने देश के लिए इतना महान काम किया, I don't think मेरी औकात नहीं है इनके बारे में कुछ इनको चूज करने की है, मेरी औकात नहीं है. Simple.
Play all three of them.
Play all three anytime. You'll get goals.
Suresh has asked me.
Who made this question, by the way? I'll go and see him in person.
Suresh has asked this question now, the following one. Gedi Route or the Sukna Lake Road in Chandigarh?
Sukna Lake. Wow. My mother loves it. I love going with my parents. As Sukna Lake by far, man. It's the best place in my city. Most peaceful, the best place. And my mother could go there every day. It's so beautiful, that place is. Pride of Chandigarh, man. How stupid this question is from that guy.
Suresh, are you hearing? Next one.
Gedi Route.
Gurpreet's sense of humor or Amrinder's dressing sense?
No, actually, I usually just joke, and Amrinder has a very good dressing sense, to be honest. I just joke about it. He dresses up very, very nicely. The sense of humor, I think Gurpreet is a funny guy because he's so big and giant and still so funny. But there's a lot of funny guys in the team. Amrinder is also very funny. And Anas, who looks a serious guy to you all, one of the most funniest guy I've ever seen in my life. Anas will make you cry while making you laugh so much. He's so hilarious. Anas.
I see.
All these guys looks very big and serious. No, Gurpreet and Anas.
Gurpreet doesn't. Anas does. Gurpreet doesn't. Anas does.
No, Anas is very, very, very funny. What a great guy to have around.
Great character. Last of the questions from the rapid fire round. A perfect sliding tackle or a goal line clearance?
uh, to do something which creates a situation where I don't have to do both. So he just passes back because he knows I've seen this situation happening. No, but I'll go for a what was it? Goal line clearance and a sliding
Goal line
tackle.
sliding tackle. A perfect sliding tackle or a goal line clearance?
If I made a tackle good now, then I don't have to make a goal line clearance. So stop it before.
Stop before. Yeah, great
But
defender.
I said before, to be in a situation where these both things won't happen, and that's the best thing.
Exactly. We go into questions. Obviously, we will be taking questions from the Manjapara immediately after this one. A journalist, Mr. Gandharv Jain, has a question on women's football. Sandesh is on the rise in India. India hosted, and that's also a fan question from Nishant. The Under-17 Women's World Cup is knocking on the doors. What are your thoughts on it?
Firstly, yes, the women's team is doing great. For example, Bala going to Rangers, and I'm very good close friends with Aditi also. She came for our game as well in Kerala. Just to see them doing so well internationally, it's great to see an exposure to us which they're getting, and they're getting the results. It's great to see how they're rising, and I think what Bala has done now, a lot of young girls will take motivation from it and feel like we can also make it at the bigger level. And with the AFF and with the FSLDL as well, investing a lot in the women's league as well, to see women's league starting, I think it's great for them. And the Under 17 World Cup, it's immense in itself. You see how the Under 17 Boys World Cup helped us to give so many talented footballers. Same the Under 17 will do for the young girls, and I just want to wish them all the good luck. And I'm sure they'll make us proud. And just do your job well. Play with your hearts. It's like a lifetime memory it will be. So make sure it's a good one, so you don't have any regrets. So give everything you have. If you have to give a message to them, like give everything which you have in your game, from your heart, from your soul, and then whatever the result may be, that's up to the hands of gods of football. But at least you will never have regrets for not giving your full. So all the good luck to the girls who's gonna be getting prepared now for the World Cup, and all the good luck to the women's team. They're doing great, to be honest.
Thank you. Good luck to the women's girls. Obviously, everyone would be backing them. A very cliche question which comes each and every time, this time from a fan called Arun. Ask, can India qualify ever for the FIFA World Cup, Sandesh? He says.
If you doubt it, you're not a true Indian football fan.
Exactly.
I think I gave the answer. I think everyone knows we will make it one day.
Exactly.
It will happen very soon.
Definitely. Comments coming in from Manjapara. I'm reading into the questions from the Manjapara fans. Lot many. The names, it's impossible to mention all of them. Mr. Viraj, Johan, Aju, Kunju, Ashwani, Action_7. You did not give your name. Mr. Shami. What is your opinion about Manjapara? I'm asking all the questions at one go. How do you feel the support of the Kerala fans, Manjapara? What experiences do you have of playing, memories of playing with the Kerala Blasters? That's the question all combined into all from the Manjapara fans.
What Manjapara means to me, the people of Kerala, I will say in a whole, my second home, my family. If I have to make it short, a part of my family now. Of course, I've left the club now. Like we have parted ways mutually, but the people of Kerala will always be dear to my heart, and they'll always hold a very special, very, very special place in my heart. Mm-hmm. And they helped me grow as a person. When I joined the team when I was 21, and so all these years they've helped me a lot to grow as a human being and as a footballer also, with their unconditional love. And I will always be thankful to them. And I tried my best to always give my best to bring smiles to their faces. And for the Indian football team as well, they've been very good. They've been very passionate, very supportive, be it in the Asian Cup, be it for the latest game like in Qatar. They always have traveled, not only the Manjapara, the Kerala people, also the Blue Pilgrims, and everyone from India. Everyone has done it, but specifically if I'm talking about Kerala, so they have shown the love not only for the club but for the nation as well by traveling in all the games, be it any part of the world.
True.
They have reached there to support us. So this gives you a lot of motivation going into the games when you see your people coming to support your country, and it just brings that. When I see these things happening, and for me to be part of this process, but this down, if you see down the line, 20, 30 years, it'll become a very normal thing when India is playing somewhere in nation country or in Europe. 20, 30,000 fans are coming. So I know this will happen. And for me to be part of this early stages of this process just gives me immense happiness to be part of this process. And thank you so much, Kayla, for all the love for the nation and for me as well. And you will always be special for the Indian football team and for me also. And yeah, thank you so much. And the memory also, yeah, okay. Said the memory also, no?
Yeah, the memory of playing at the Blasters.
I think just to play in that stadium itself was a memory. Every time when we played in the John Lennon Stadium in Kochi was special, to be honest. I remember the first season, I think, when Mila Grace scored, it was against Goa, 1-0. The first win the ISL won.
Exactly.
The crowd, I've said before also, I felt the ground started shaking. It was unbelievable. The support they have given us. Like I said, every time I played on the ground, it's you feel like if I have to get my nose broken, if I have to get stitches on my face, if I have to break an ankle of my own, whatever it takes, if I have to do it just to stop that ball from going in the goal or to assist up front for us to score, whatever it takes, because I know someone from that crowd who genuinely loves you from their heart will bring a smile to their face. I would get 100 stitches on my body. I don't care. So that's how much they give you, and it was special. So every time playing there also, but if I have to think one right now, it has to be, surprisingly, it's an away game. It was a game against Delhi.
Okay.
Third season, the second leg. And for me, that squad, the Delhi squad, one of the finest squads I have seen in the ISL, played against. That squad was so complete. Marcelino was there. Keanu Lewis had a great breakthrough here. Anas Bhai was there. The Spanish centre back who had a great long ball who could switch the game. Teba was there. Gadzis. They had a very good squad. And they had the king, Malouda, there. Yeah. That's why I said the king for the last. So we played the semi-final there, second leg. Why it's so special to me. So in the first 10-15 minutes, so I got this big scars on my feet, on my sole, palm of my feet. I don't know what you call that.
Exactly.
So the skin came off of both of my feet.
Okay.
And we had to win it because we knew the finals is in Kerala. So 10-15 minutes, I could feel that irritation in my feet. And you kind of feel it that, you can see in your shoe, like something is wrong. So I felt like very intense pain. So when I get to the halftime, I just looked at my shoes from here. So I could see all blood on my socks. And being in that, because I don't remember the score, but we were not in a good position because they were dominating us. And I knew if I show it to the physio or players see it, they will see, oh, Sandesh is in trouble. So I just kept mute. I like nothing. I just played the whole game like this. I just played the whole game like this with that thing because whole skin was off from my foot. We won in the penalties. And imagine Aaron Hughes, who has played at the highest level. I don't have to mention it. Exactly. Cedric played at the highest level. I mean, an Indian guys could win that, and everyone who in the Indian level also played the highest level. When we won on the penalties, we all were celebrating like, that feeling was unbelievable. I went into the washroom. I still didn't want it to open in front of anyone. I went to the washroom to sit on my own. I opened my boots up. I take out my socks. With the socks, that skin all comes off. It's all in blood. And I just felt it was worth it. So that feeling, when there's certain situations in your life and you realize you really love someone so much. And that was, I felt it was all worth it. No matter this, all my foot was on blood, the skin came off. and I felt it was all worth it for Kerala because we're going to play the final there. And I punched the wall of it was a wooden one, and punched it 3-4 times, and I was like, "We're going to the finals in Kerala. Let's win it." So for me, that memory is very special because for me that Delhi team was unbelievably strong, one of the finest teams I've seen, and to beat them like that, I just felt, yeah. So that memory is very special to me because to see Aaron Hughes jumping like a kid because he won. So it was a great night.
Defines the personality, the sacrifice, and character of Sandesh Jhingan.
It's not sacrifice. I'm paid to do this. It's not a sacrifice.
No, obvious. That's it. That is a sacrifice. And I remember an incident from the national team dressing room. We had won against Nepal, I think, for 2-0 when we won against Guwahati, I believe, your debut match. And Stephen was the coach at that time. He patted you at the back and said, "Well played, Sandesh. How was it?" And you said, wasn't challenging. And then you looked to the right and said, "Maza nahi aaya." We know that you thrive on the challenges. That reminds me. Can you speak any lines of Malayalam? Are you aware of any lines? There's a request from someone.
I think people of Kerala will always hate me for this because I never learned Malayalam. The only thing I know is Ellavarkam Namaskaram. Nandi means thank you. Sneha. Seri, like yes. And I love Kerala. Sneha, Kerala. I'm sorry, I don't know much Malayalam, to be honest. Couldn't learn it.
We saw it on the internet the other day. Gudon Baldwinson saying that the Viking clap at the stadium in Kochi is the best Viking clap that he has ever seen in the world. You lead the Viking claps, but Sandesh, from our side, isn't it a time we had a new Indian kind of a clap and went further ahead from the Viking clap? Or maybe you should be leading something.
All of us feel like this. I think the first one to talk about it. I think every club thinks about it. We gotta make something of our own, and I think BFC also have their own. And Carlos does that punching thing. I think it's very cool.
For the national
and Pune, I would love to have something like this. For example, for Kerala, I remember Syam Engel. He gave me one advice that there's a song from Coldplay, Yellow, and he said, "Why not after winning a game, we play this song, and when the part comes, all yellow, the whole ground stays together yellow." So this I was about to take it up to the media and say, "Let's not do like this," but it was not practical. But for national team, of course, we just need to win games. To be honest, we'll first win games, then I'll think of a celebration later. The winning games is more important.
We trust you to lead that, and the win will be coming soon. Staying with Kerala, a legendary hockey player, Mr. P.R. Srijesh, the best goalkeeper in the world, former captain. He has sent in his wishes for you, sent in questions.
Thank you so much, Baji.
He says, "I know, Sandesh, you love the crowd and the support in Kochi. What's your favorite food in Kerala? Kerala food. What's your favorite Kerala food? Or have you tried any? Or have you only stuck to the diet of a footballer?"
First, I'll ask you a question. What's the similarity between him and me? One thing which is common.
The beard?
No. He's played for Chandigarh Comets, and I've played for his city, Kerala. Yeah. So, firstly, thank you so much, Baji, for the question. And he is probably one of the best goalkeepers in the history of hockey, and especially Indian hockey as well. The diet part, so he said, "What's my favorite dish?"
Favorite Kerala dish?
I love appam. I do eat appam every now and then. Appam, I like uttapam. Also, I like a little bit. But appam is something I really like. But I don't eat it regularly because it's rice and all. But once in every 2 or 3 weeks, I do have it after the game. But my mother loves South Indian food a lot. My mother, she loves dosa. She loves uttapam, rasam. She loves South. My mother loves South Indian food. But for me, appam. If I have to eat one thing from Kerala food, appam, no problem.
And listening, appam is his favorite Kerala food. Srijesh also has another question. Your favorite holiday destination in Kerala? Did you get a chance to travel?
Yeah, I've seen Kerala all, of course. 6 years there, I've seen it all. I went with my family to Wayanad, I think in 2017. After the third ISL, then we from Bangalore, then played in Bangalore, And then after the holidays started, so my family came over to Bangalore, and then we uh, went to Kerala by road, and we just saw. So we went to Wayanad, and there's a beautiful resort, Y3. So we stayed there, and I just loved the whole road while going there. And luckily, it was with my parents were there with me, and my brothers were there with me. So just to be there, the hospitality of the resort, and just the place itself is so pure. So Wayanad is something which I really liked.
I see. Obviously, Sandesh, another also question coming in from hockey. But prior to that, do you follow Indian hockey? Means hockey
I
is
used to, yeah, of course, hockey is such an entertaining sport, and they've done great for our nation as well. I remember when I was in 2014 in the Asian Games, they won gold
yeah.
in, in the Asian Games. So yeah, they won gold and there, and so yeah, I do follow it. I used to follow it a lot before. You know, when I remember that game against Pakistan, against the Champions Trophy one, I think the score was 5-3 or something. But I used to follow the Yoga was there. Manpreet, our captain,
Manpreet is the
is from
current captain.
Punjab. Yeah, he's from Punjab, and so I used to follow it very well before, because they used to have this hockey league in Chandigarh also. So I used to play their games in 42, so it was pretty close from my house. So I used to sneak in without tickets as well. You could just sneak in and watch the games. So yeah, I used to, but now of course, me being with football so much, and I have uh, this passion to just stay into football so much. So yeah, now I'm not following it so much religiously, to be honest, but I always stay up to date to all the sports because they bring so much glory to our nation.
Obviously, such a great sport. And you mentioned of the national team captain, Manpreet Singh, the national team captain, has sent in
Pride of Punjab.
has sent in a question for you. In fact, he says, "Hey Sandesh, good to see you, buddy. Hockey and football are both team-oriented sports, which are quite similar. Do you believe there's a lot more common between the sport given two sports, despite in the styles of play, strategies, philosophies, build-up, etc.?"
Thank you so much for the question. I was not expecting it, to be honest. I just spoke about it when the question came up. Firstly, wishing all the good health to you, Paji, and I hope you're doing well and staying safe and staying fit. Similarities, yes, because both the games have goals. So the game which have goals, they have nets. I think a lot of similarities. And in hockey, of course, I haven't played it, so I don't know the exact thing what goes behind the game period. But of course, the tactics will be there quite similar because it's an outdoor sport. You got a goal, midfield, striker. So I think a lot of things do have similarities, and I think they need immense strength. Because for me, when I see those hockey players to play like that, you need immense strength and talent, and such talented these people are, to be honest. And to have the captain of Indian hockey team from Punjab, it just gives me something more to be proud of, to be happy of. And I just want to wish them all the good luck ahead. And they've done so well for us, and they will continue to bring glory for our nation, I'm sure.
Another question also from Manpreet. He says, given the fact that Sandesh, you are a defender, and I am an attacking
attacker.
That he has asked, that Manpreet is an attacking midfielder. Do you think if we ever took on each other on the same field, would you be able to stop me from scoring past you?
I will let you go and do whatever you want, because I want you to play for the hockey Indian team and bring more goals for our country. So you go and do your job. I'll be happy when you bring a goal for our nation. But on another note, if it's a small ball for their game, yes, he will beat me. But if it's a football, I have an image of myself.
We'll look forward to both the teams, hockey and the Indian football.
No, but I let him pass. There's no issue. He has to stay fit and just play for our country and bring glory.
We need to have fun games of 10 minutes each of both the hockey players and the footballers playing against.
You ask him the same when you get him.
Definitely, I will be asking him. There's Sandesh, one thing moving ahead. I consider yourself to be extremely lucky, and sometimes I am really jealous of you. I believe this jealousy is not only from my side, each and every one side, because me being a journalist, have been close to the master blaster, seen him from close quarters. I'm speaking about is
yes,
that yeah,
just once again.
Yeah, I am saying that You have been very close, seen the master blaster, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, from very close quarters. The other side of Sachin Tendulkar, the sentiment that he was, every time he walked onto bat, he didn't bat for himself, he batted for the country. What is Sachin Tendulkar, if you could let everyone know? The other side of Sachin Tendulkar, what you learned from him, describing him as a person.
I think the more I say, the less it is for Sachin sir. Sometimes it's hard to find words for such legends, for such great heroes who will be remembered for generations, like I said before. But the most fond memory or the lesson which I learned was in the first year itself. And the final in Mumbai against ATK, a fantastic side, coached by a fantastic coach, Abbas. To be in that ground, yes, we lost the game, and it was quite heartbreaking that we lost the game. But after the game, I was just 21. I felt very bad, and I was quite upset. He came up to me in the ground, and he said that, Sandesh, it took me 6 years. Then he said the same thing in the dressing room as well. But that he told me this thing before. He said it took me 6 attempts to win the World Cup. 6 attempts, and it takes 4 years for the World Cup to come. And it took me such long time to win it. And this is your first time and you lost, you can't lose your heart. Then we went inside the dressing room, and then he explained it more. So just his positivity in him, when he's around you, feels so positive. You know, there's some people who have that vibe about them, that aura, that positive thing. So when he's around you, you feel very positive. You know, so but that was a special memory which I've always cherished. Him telling us 6 attempts to win a World Cup, and you're crying about you're feeling bad about for just not winning it in the first attempt. You gotta be more brave, and you gotta be more positive than that. So that memory I have, and and of course, being an Indian, we all love Sachin sir. And just to be around him every now and then when he used to come and speak to the team, it was a great moment, and I will always remember it.
You mentioned about Sukhna Lake Road, and Amrinder is live also with us, following us, has sent in a comment. हाँ 4 दिन पहले देखा था साइकिलिंग करते जाते हुए आपको, उसने अमरिंदर ने स्पॉट किया है, एक मैसेज दिया है, बोले बता देना संदेश को, हम देख रहे हैं उसको रेगुलर साइकिलिंग करने।
Me and my friend Vivek, so now our government has allowed us to just do a little bit of the activities outside. So me and my friend Vivek, so we go just to bike around, but keeping all the safety, following all the safety measures. So we just go there. But like I said, I love the Sukhna Lake. So we just go there and we just cycle, do some stretching and all, and then we come back. And he's seen nothing. I'm sitting in this small village only there in Punjab. I've seen nothing.
I wait for the next comment from Amrinder.
Let him be, man.
Sandesh, we know there's also a philosophical and an emotional side of you, which you have said lot many times as a poet, shairi, writing your own novel. So a fan question from Mr. Pratik Chaudhary: where can we see some of your poetry?
I used to post them on Instagram, but I deleted them. I think, why should I share them so early? Rather you buy a book and pay some money for it rather than for free. No, I love sharing it, but some of my work is not very good for the eyes to watch and for the ears to hear, I believe. During certain times, I believe. I just want to keep them for myself for the time being. I think I don't want to let my poetry, my words come in the way of my football, because people love to judge. And I just feel right now I just want to be called as a footballer. I don't want to let my words and my poems come in between, if that makes sense. But yeah. But I do keep writing every day. I think, it's just right now I don't feel like sharing it so much. Not the right time.
Yeah, obviously there's a time for each and everything, but you are still working on your novel, if I may ask it.
Every time I was working on poems, I have a collection of over 100 poems. And so there's a four short stories which I was writing. So 2 already complete. The 3rd one is almost done. But lately, I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not writing so much lately. You yourself being a writer, you will understand that when you're writing, it takes so much from you emotionally. When you're in those characters. For example, there's one character which I'm writing about, the old guy Murphy. It's one of the guys in one of my short stories. He's an old man, an alone man. It takes when you write, because when you're writing for those characters, when you're writing those stories, those poems, you're not Sandesh Jhingan. You're that person. You're in that zone.
Exactly.
And it drains you so much emotionally. Yeah. Sometimes I find tears in my eyes when I'm writing words because I'm in that scene and I'm feeling that. So you can say I become that character eventually. So it takes so much from you emotionally. And after this injury, I was writing, but then I felt it was taking so much from me, and I cannot be in that zone for so long. So that's why I took a back seat in my writing. But two of the stories already complete, which I completed almost close to my last birthday last year. Two stories are more there, but like I said, completing it is my dream, and I will complete it very soon. Publishing it is something I haven't decided yet. So
yeah, we will wait.
But I'm still writing it. Just one second, Linda. Just one second.
Sandesh will be joining us very soon. I believe he has left us to get a cup of tea for himself. There are a lot many fans who have also joined us at the present moment. Showman Mondol, Prakti Singh.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
So I'm just mentioning the names of the fans which we have. Mr. Nadim Arshad. And then there's Amrinder reply coming in.
I'll let him be, man.
He says, हाँ गूगल में देखा है पोएट्री. बोले गूगल में मैं पोएट्री देखा है. That's what he says.
उसको बोलो इंग्लिश में समझ नहीं आएगी, मत पढ़.
I wait for Amrinder's reply. The friendly banter, the bromance, if I can say, between Amrinder and Sandesh Jhingan. Missing Gurpreet Sandhu in this at the present moment. Last three questions, Sandesh. In fact, this question has been from two journalists, Mr. Karan Saxena, who writes for the Hindustan Times, and also Mr. Munal Chattopadhyay, from Kolkata Ajkal. The Indian football season, both say, stays concluded at the present moment. There are many leagues which are being played abroad behind closed doors. From a player's perspective, would you prefer to play behind closed doors?
Okay, there's two sides of it.
Sure.
Yes, fans being there, it's a great thing. Yes, it makes football more entertaining and it just makes it more exciting. But it's my job also. If the club, the owner, asks me to play, and I say, if there's no fans, I'm not going to play. It's a very fine saying. You always do your job in the best way you can, regardless of the audience. If you're a musician, if there's no one sitting, if you go to a concert and there's only one guy sitting there, and that's only the owner of that place, still you will give your best. So you gotta do your job no matter if there is people or not. So for me, it's not an ideal situation. Of course, we would have won people to come and watch us, but that's what makes football exciting. But if for the safety of those people who will later come and watch us when everything will come back to normal, it's for their safety, for a season or whatever, how long it is, if I have to play behind closed doors, I will still do the job the way I do. There will be not, even now when I'm coming back from this injury, even I'll be giving much more. So I'll be in a much more ruthless form. So I don't think it will affect me. I will still do my job, and as a professional, you still gotta do your job. So, but yeah, like everyone will say, it's not something you want, but you gotta do your job. Job is a job, so I do it no matter what.
Yeah, it is what it is. We can't say anything. Amrinder का reply आया है. अमरिंदर कहता है फोन का कवर दे, मेरा घर के नीचे में आ रहा हूं.
This guy is funny. Yeah. Is he writing in English? Because I doubt he can write that much English.
Amrinder,
He's writing in Hindi, no? I thought you were translating.
English पे he always search for poetry on Google. Hindi is my national language. मैं English पे नहीं लिखूंगा. अमरिंदर का फिर दोबारा मैसेज है.
तो अच्छी बात है. Then why he comes and tells me that संदेश मुझे English सिखा? This guy is so stupid, man. I always tell him हमको गर्व होना चाहिए हमारी मातृभाषा पे. मैं तो चाहता हूँ हम सब लोग हिंदी का प्रयोग करें हर जगह.
अमरिंदर
इसका देखिए एक बात आता हूँ. घर में ना टाइम पास होता नहीं. पूरा दिन मुझे फोन करता रहता है. क्या कर रहा है. अभी मैं थोड़ा टाइम या आपसे इंटरव्यू कर रहा हूँ. इसका टाइम पास नहीं हो रहा तो अभी आपको मैसेज करने लग गया.
नहीं, he is watching you, he is watching us. अमरिंदर, we
value टाइम पास नहीं होता है घर पे.
अमरिंदर, आपकी कमेंट्स हम लोग वैल्यू करते हैं. कमेंट्स के लिए हम बैठे हैं. One last question, Sandesh. This is a night prior to the Thailand match of the AFC Asian Cup UAE 2019 opener. There was a pep talk which came from none other than SC11 Sunil Chhetri. And in that pep talk, he mentioned about, narrated a story where putting in the gist, he says that let's put in our effort for them who defend us, because there was
this one I remember.
To tell it for the fans, Sunil had gone to a club and someone...
Very good, it reminded me this one.
He had mocked him. People had mocked Sunil Chhetri there. There was a guy who was defending Sunil in that club. An Australian guy mocked Sunil, and Sunil had said in that pep talk the night before, let's put in our effort for them who try to defend us always. Let's put in our effort for someone like Eugene and others, Eugene and Lingdo and others.
I remember.
Who had started the journey. And then he pointed at Sandesh Jhingan and said, let's do it, put in this effort for this guy, pointing to Sandesh, who doesn't fear anyone on the ground, bleeds, sweats for the team on the pitch. Let's do it, boys. That was a night prior to the Thailand game in the AFC Asian Cup opener. Take us through it, Sandesh. What means?
Oh, it's so good. It reminded me that.
This is research from the entire desk. Again, Shovik, Suresh, Shomu, or
these guys, we told them to get out from the room, and still they keep their ears to the doors to listen what's going on. No, yeah. So, like we reached a lot before than other countries in Emirates, and so we had to shift to the other hotel for the Asian Cup, where the Asian Cup teams were going to stay. So we shifted, and there were 2 days to the game, and so we're having meal in the new room and all that. So everyone was kind of chill about it. Was going to have the meal. This was actually the lunchtime, if I'm not wrong. So everyone had the meal. Everyone was chill about it. And then Sunil Bhai said, like, Gaffa, can you give us some time alone? And so he does it quite regularly. It's not something he just did for that game. He's done it time and time again and again. From where I also learned a lot from my leadership to improve as well. So yeah, so then he started in a very nice way. Like we all felt it's like a story, because he was standing here and I was just sitting here next to him like this, and like, okay, he's saying this thing, and then the way he said the whole thing, that let's do it for those people, who there's so mixed emotions when I remember that, because that Asian Cup was so special for all of us. But yeah, that speech, like you said, all the words, they were so motivating, because like I said the other time, like when people say, how are you fearless, how honest is so fearless, how good is so fearless, you won't fear if your nose get broken, because you could make that one person smile, and he can speak in front of that other foreigner or that other sport loving person who degrades football. So that person, when he sees you, Sunil, scoring an outstanding goal, when he sees that happening and sees Indian football team winning, he can stand up to those people and can say, yes, Indian football is also improving. So just to give that happiness to those people, what can be more better than just to make someone happy? So those words really pumped us up. And I think Sunil Bhai had a really good quality. That's why I think he's called the captain leader legend. So he had this quality to motivate people, and he knows when to push you. And and then the effect of that speech really showed its colors, and he himself opened the floodgates for the goals, and then he scored 4 goals. And yeah, we couldn't make it to the next round, but all in all, I think it was a very positive experience for all of us. And in 2023 in China, I think we'll be a much better team. and I hope Sunil is. I think I'm not. I don't hope. I know he will be there. So yeah. So in 2023, we'll surely make the nation more proud. And I can like this was the last question, so I just ended up through my this thing also. I just want to tell all the people of India who follow Indian football, believe in us. Let's stick together and always stay together. The way we have come right now, from 175 when I made my debut till now, from playing tough games against Nepal to giving a tough time to Qatar now. All this rise which we had, the 12 game unbeaten streak, the Asian Cup, the China game, all these things, it's not just us 23 or the coaching staff. It's the whole nation. It's people like you, Nilanjanta. It's people like Shresh. It's people like the Star Sports people, Anand, everyone, and the people of India. For this nation to become a giant in Asia first, then a giant in the footballing world in the whole map. We as a nation has to do it together. And till now, we have done it together. Going forward, we have to stick together no matter what. And I can assure every single Indian that great, great days lie ahead of you. 2026 is not that far. And if we stick together, you will love to be part of this process. Then you will tell all the young ones right now, you will tell your grandchildren that we were the ones who were supporting when times were tough. And now where we are, we saw it all growing together. So stay positive, and as soon as football gets back to normal, you will be having good results to be happy about. And stay safe, stay healthy, take care of your elders, be nice, stay humble, most important thing. And yeah, great, great days lie ahead for Indian football. In short.
After all of that, no more to say anything. Sandesh, lovely and a pleasure and a privilege to be speaking to you, having you with us.
Likewise.
I believe this is one of the first, and in the near future, we'll be also following with many more. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. And as we always back the blue Indian football Asian dream.
I say it like this, back the blue.
Back the blue.
Okay, thank you, Narendra. Thank everyone who joined in and everyone working behind this interview. Shreyas and Vinit and everyone. Varun. Thank you so much, guys. And stay safe, stay healthy.
You too.
Speak to you all soon. Cheers. Bye.